13-6, Ghost kind of put a hurting on Energy.
Yeah, actually, I went back. Nismo hitting a stride of plus 29 there, and I think I forgot what the numbers were, but I think he kept the duelists of the opposing team down to like plus 6 together out of the entire series. So just looking at what Guard or Ghost can do overall, how much they can shut down another team and exactly what they want to do, I think allows them that potential to really take a game out from any team right now.
Yeah,
We've
absolutely.
seen that.
And they started on Haven versus NRG, and
right.
this is the scariest map, I think, to play against Ghost on is Haven. The trap plays, again, they set up towards A main. This team is always on defense, playing a strong side and a weak side of the map, so they're going to use their Raze, Fade, Bleach utility on one area where you either have your Chamber playing contact and falling back after one duel on the other side, or maybe a Proto has the Astra backside C with a star on the site that he can smoke and just chill, wait for the retake to come. This plays into the idea that Ghost just understand this map inside and out, and I think any team would be well off to ban it. You do not want to play Haven versus Ghost Gaming.
Well, that's the interesting thing. You talk about maps. The map pool for Ghost in general feels pretty strong as we get ready to jump into the map picks and bans for this series. We have to anticipate a ban on Bind coming in from Ghost. It's been their karma. That's what they don't want to play for some reason, and there it is. The ban comes in. This is where things get interesting. I was saying maybe they ban Fracture, maybe they ban Breeze because they got bodied last time, but they do stick with their perma ban of Fracture.
Sure. And even though, like, Ghost Gaming in all recent matches, like, they have been first picking Breeze. They love to play this Breeze map. I would have liked to see them go away from it and go to the Haven. Again, Breeze is a map where it's much harder to control. I don't think NRG will ever beat Ghost on Haven. So I think not going Haven first is a miss. And while I still expect Ghost to win, this is their favored map on Breeze. I think I would have liked to see it in a different direction.
Even that third map being Ascent, you see Haven was still a possibility, but Energy does kind of get a little bit lucky and they get that second ban in, so they don't have to worry about repeating that map. And the fact that they floated it obviously is kind of saying something because, again, they did not look so good against them the last time. But a lot has changed. We've seen teams adapt their gameplay. There's a possibility that Energy is coming into this one well prepared for a Ghost roster that already spanked them during the group stages.
Look,
True.
It's dream map select for NRG.
Yes,
I think,
100%.
like, yes, you lost on Breeze, but again, these are the two maps you will not get slaughtered with utility. That is a W for NRG. They're happy.
I mean, you still have good percentages. They may have an abundance of playtime on those maps on the side of Ghost, but Energy still has the percentages. This should be good head-to-head.
We're going to go ahead and throw things to a break. When we come back, we'll be jumping into map 1 to see if Ghost can make a run through the lower bracket or if Energy is going to surprise us with a big win to kick things off. Stay tuned.
Versus Ghost, we had a very, very bad day. I don't think a single person was hitting any shots for a whole BO3. So that makes it extremely tough, no matter how good your game is.
I'm not really worried. I feel like we kind of read them like a book, to be honest. Our rotates were perfect. We were just always getting these first engagements.
We already won against NRG 2-0 in group stage. It's gonna be fun. I feel like now they figured out kind of how they want to approach the game.
So no, they've already taken the back of it. It's almost well, he's worked his way into it, and there you go, the swing.
And they're all individually really informed right now. You can just tell by the way they play. They're really confident and really informed.
Uh-oh! And then the reveal comes out! Oh, it's all gone wrong! It's just down to one below! Reform can do nothing!
They do a lot of simple stuff. They don't really have many complicated or like crazy ideas, but they just do the simple stuff really well.
Still being able to be used, that'll sneak out Koala and all the trades should be there, but no! Reform misses a key 1v1. And Koala will keep his life and he'll have a little bit of safety to get out of dodge for a time. Dropped him on the rotation back on in, but EG are hard-pressed to find much space. And how about Koala Noob?
I feel like as long as we play like ourselves, we should be fine.
We need to make a run here where we can't lose at all, and we need to be able to get through the lower bracket all the way to the grand finals.
Finding particularly value from playing that heavy on-site situation. Wait a second! He's lighting up. He's no way. No shot. Solo, and he holds it in the smoke!
Definitely gonna be an interesting match and a must-win match for us.
I had started meditating at the beginning of medical school and had continued doing so on a daily basis during my 8 years of MD-PhD training. As I learned more about my addicted patients' struggles, I realized that they were talking about the same types of struggles that I had.
You feel overwhelmed. You feel resentment toward people for asking for your help. You avoid phone calls and interactions with people you think might ask for something. You make comments about helping people.
Salut.
Shot missed! Offside situation. Wait a second! You is like no read! No shot!
That's how you make an entrance.
Yeah, I really like the walk. I was going to do a similar strut, but I didn't want to take away from you, as you obviously had the style.
It just makes me think we need that at the end of rounds. Like after you defuse the spike, you're just like...
Some emotes. You want to see the emotes come into the game? We'll see. We'll have to talk to Riot about that. But we are ready to jump into the agent select for our first map between Ghost and Energy. And it does feel like Energy are coming in as pretty heavy underdogs based on what we saw already in this matchup between the two of them, and also just with what Ghost brings to the table. We praised Ghost yesterday, and even though they fell flat against EG, this is still a difficult game for Energy.
Yeah, absolutely. I still think Ghost is going to make a deep run.
I agree.
Still very much Copenhagen is something for them to set their eyes on. So already looking at what we're going to get, NRG don't seem to be going back to the Omen for some. They're playing a little bit more standard compositions overall. Big difference here, the difference between KO and a Sky.
Yeah.
KO a little bit more like higher highs, lower lows than a Sky. You know, you really need to land your knife to get the big value. And the Sky does give you a little bit more information with the flashes. But I do think a good KO player can absolutely take over this map of Breeze, so I like seeing Nismo's hands.
It looks like what we were going to get, right? What we expected here. We have to remember coming into Ghost, as much as we say that Energies are underdogs, there's a reason. The raw firepower that can come from Ghost here in any composition they bring. Let's see if they can make it happen here on Breeze. Energy's going to be set up for defense first.
This is going to be a little bit difficult. We watched them play yesterday. We've seen what Ghost is capable of on this map. Do we think that Energy is going to be able to find it in the tank to take them on Breeze?
Look, I said it before the break, like, Ghost are the favorites. This is their favorite map on Breeze, but if they're going to drop one, Breeze can get flippy.
I want to see Sam up in caves, in people's faces, 2-star. I want him pulling more than one person on agency. He has to be a threat.
Well, we are just about ready to jump into the action. We'll go ahead and throw things over to the casters. It's the Dala combo. Doug, Bala, take it away.
What? Game time, baby, and I'm so freaking excited. Bala, this is a big match. We're talking about an early tournament run ending for one of these two teams right here.
Yeah, no chance for Copenhagen as these guys finish this series off. It is do or die. Hayes is talking about it. Ghost is talking about it. They know what's on the line, and it starts right here on Breeze. Doug, I have to agree with Ender when he talks about the map veto being slightly disappointing for Ghost. They're really not leaning into the strength. Everybody was really hyped about them all season long, and instead going back to their comfort of Breeze over and over. We saw it yesterday, and it didn't go well.
Dangerous game to be agreeing with Ender. Let's be cautious about that. Ghost starting off on the attacking side. A little bit of info trying to be gathered across mid-map. You know, we talked about how their record on Breeze is pretty outrageously high. But the fact that these two maps are the same two maps that Ghost played yesterday against AG almost has like a foreboding something to it.
I would just say the Zebra just because I love the print
You use already get spotted, man. The info that's gathered off the utility is too good. As Ghost have already gotten a couple of key openers on the pistol. Numbers heavily their way of 5v2 here as the remaining members of Energy, excuse me. So far away.
35% of the votes. There is
great start. Come
on, guys,
help either of them. Have to rely on Ethan's.
Okay,
the ball comes down to this sneak pass.
Yeah, but look at Nismo, man. He's like tucked in that little corner. Pop flashes out, swings out with it. Hayes left alone in a 1v3, and he's not going to pull it off this time. Goes with the first.
Yeah, you're right about Nismo there.
I've ordered food now, and the delivery guy had a UV shirt on him.
Where
The
you
white
can't really
one
clear, you
with the
can't see
red
that coming. He
logo.
making a pop flash
Coincidence.
angle out of nothing.
That's
Ghost
lovely.
continue a good pistol round season.
I think that
them and
he's a
EG
really
have
great
been top of the
storyteller.
line for me in terms of
I
pistol
like
rounds.
it.
He is, I think
it's
that,
been winning them
that
games
if anything, I'm
in
losing
series.
points on these
So
rounds due to my
straight into the
presentation.
anti-eco,
I
and
think
they've made the
boys
right
did a
choice
much
right away.
better
Well,
job
you are
of
winning with
presenting.
up towards the end. Aggressive play. All Hayes did was put a Viper wall, and he's out of here. So if they scout this out with just one drone, they're on site and they can set up deep. Already you can see a Proto slacking back, going all the way back to window. So they should spot this really early and be able to handle it.
If for some reason this gets out of hand, you called out a Proto and window. I think that's key here. He's got the 2 snake bites. You've got Nismo who has the fragment, 2 shock darts in the hands of Brock 2. The post-plant utility they have is plentiful, to say the least, but if Proto... Okay, he hears it.
0. This time you had another strategy going with your...
You could have shut that down with a snake bite, but instead...
But you lost.
NRG's actually got the spread position on there.
You lost.
Good job,
Argon
it's
in
no
the chat
longer a
is saying
factor.
the
They've
curse
all huddled
continues.
onto the
Hey,
side
it
in
is what it
particular.
is.
Hayes falls. Remember, the
Some
gun
people
difference is
are
pretty
asking
notable
me
here.
to
Sam
bring them
was able to
back.
pick up
Guys, I'm
Proto's
not
gun. He's the
taking
only
me
one who
back.
has something
I'm
other than a
not
pistol.
taking
He's
care
got to
of
find
Daca.
value.
Just doing Twitch. If it
He
was
finds
possible, I
one,
would bring
finds
you
one.
everyone
There's
you
troubles,
wanted, but
but
that's
there's
not
just not
possible.
enough time.
And that was actually a really interesting push from
now
Ghost
we have also
to go back after they
subscription
spot
to the
3 on the flank and re-aggro in through tunnels to try to isolate any low econ opponent. They find one, and then NRG actually responds with trying to fight that back by swinging through top of nest and rotating back through elbow instead. Either way, Ghost handle that well, and they only lose 1 gun for their troubles. And so now, one thing I've been noticing about Ghost in the last couple of Breeze picks from them, especially in that game of 100 Thieves, they were heavily leaning into the way that 100 Thieves was playing retake. So if they spot a tendency like that, they're very likely to abuse it for multiple rounds in a row. But none of that so far. And we've already got an op in the hand of Koala Noob.
Middle of the map has generally been uncontested, at least early on Breeze here for NRG. That continues to be the case.
NRG did get a deep Trailblazer in through cave, courtesy of Ethan. But they didn't really do anything off of that. Instead, Tex just tucks himself in that corner on A site. And they allow Koala to be just walking up with this op.
How much more room can he find? Oh no. You've left things unguarded. Sam falls. Head operator almost finds a second as a bullet flies across his face. That's all it's going to be so far. 4v4 here. Things have equalized. John has fallen. Now Ghost try to funnel their way onto B. You've got Hayes back there who's trying to stay alive, trying to find some room. Oracle 27 HP, and he has to take the gunfight forward as NRG push Ghost back, and they're on the board. It's back. They're on the board. It's back.
What a backside Hayes. People get on backside Hayes. People get on backside Hayes. Really get on backside Hayes. And they reacted well to losing Sam right off the bat. I think Ghost really wanted to push the tempo there, not necessarily realizing the situation where other players were on the map. But they did abuse something there. Usually you're not getting that much value out of a Viper Orb. There they threw it so it covers tunnels from the B side. And that's how he was able to get past originally Hayes holding that angle and pick off Sam, who thought he was completely safe.
Noob uses a Blade Storm at the beginning of the round. Feels like a little bit of rinse and repeat, right? They test the waters mid, they get the space they're looking for. This time there's a bit of an expectation. There's a contest as Sam has fallen. Blade Storm already finding value. Ghost up 5v4, make that 5v3.
And look again, they get a kill with that orb from right there. Ethan does clap back, but Hayes this time isolated completely by himself, and Koala Noob just wipes him out. So this rotate coming very, very slow. They might opt to even save right off the rip. Yeah, they're running back towards it.
Yeah, they don't want the heat. The spike's going to go down, and now we get to play this game where we wait for 40 seconds or what have you and wait until we start the next round. But, Bala, I think interesting thing here is we saw the adaptation in this round relative to the previous few.
Sure.
NRG seems to understand that mid-presence is Ghost's playbook.
Yeah.
It's what they want to try to do, and even with the expectation there, Koala Noob, it's big kills.
Yeah, but I also think that they were trying to fight specifically against that orb that's being tossed. You can still see it on the minimap